Welcome back to the NHL on MHS.
Scores!
What a shot!
Shot scores!
That is your winner.
Scores! A highlight reel goal as the Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
We welcome you to the Xfinity Mobile Arena here in Philadelphia as the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have not lost in almost 7 games. They've gotten points in 7 straight games. They are 5-0-2 in their last 7. Then their last 13 games against the Philadelphia Flyers, they are 12-1. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. And the warm-ups just got done right now, and glad you're with us here. The Toronto Maple Leafs have been very good as of recent. In their last 7 games, they're 5-0-2, and the reasons why they have been so good in this recent stretch of games is because of their big guns showing up once again. Austin Matthews, 6 goals in his last 3 games. He's on a goal streak right now, and he can put some real impact into this one as we give you a live view from inside the Philadelphia. Never mind. It was going to be a live view, but then obviously that didn't happen. So Matthews has 6 goals in his last 3 games, 11 points in his last 5 games, 7 goals and 4 assists. He's going to be a top contributor tonight. I feel like he should be an impact player. Obviously, Austin Matthews taking over the goal leader in Toronto as the all-time goal leader there in the Toronto Maple Leafs organization and franchise history, as he overcame that, and they are trying to battle back into this playoff spot. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10, but again, they're 5-0-2 in their last 7, and they have done pretty well. For the Philadelphia Flyers, they're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, and they have done surprisingly well. They are close to being in the playoff spot. Both of these teams in the East, all the Eastern Conference is over 500 basically, and they have all been good. And one of the players that they got in the summer was Trevor Zegras. He's averaging a perfect point per game through midway point of the season with 41 points, 17 goals, and 24 assists in the first half of this season. He is the first Flyer in the 21st century to score 17-plus goals in their first 441 games with a team since John LeClair in 1994 and 1995. That's unbelievable. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, if they are trailing in this game, they have been pretty good in coming back. They have 15 wins. That leads the National Hockey League. So even if Toronto gets to a good start, and they have been on a roll right now, man, the Philadelphia Flyers, they're one win away, or one comeback away from tying their last year's total record in comeback victories with 16, which is unbelievable. So they've had 31 comeback victories in the past season and a half, and it's just unbelievable how much times this Philadelphia squad is able to just battle back. They are one of the best teams defensively as of now, too. They have allowed the 4th fewest goals, I believe, against the Toronto Maple Leafs, or in the whole league as a whole. They have been pretty good at that. So, Max Domi, 1 point away from 100 as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Will they get it here tonight? We'll be back, everybody, with more of the pregame show coming up next here on the NHL and MHS. We'll be back, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS, joined alongside Aaron. I mean, it's been a while, Aaron, since you've joined the broadcast with us, and now you're finally back. Too much out of time. I mean, the NFL playoffs are about to start this weekend, right?
Yeah, okay, so I might be going.
Ooh. Was it Jacksonville? Jackson. He's a
Jacksonville.
Jaguars fan. If you need the context, he's a Jaguars fan.
It has been a while since we've been good.
And they are good, at least for the moment. And the
13-4.
Texans have won, what, 7 in a row, 8 in a row?
Nope. Both Jaguars and Texans are on an 8-game winning streak heading into this playoffs.
Before we get into the game, what a wild finish that Steelers-Ravens game was. Holy.
I feel so bad for Loop. He's a rookie kicker. Put the division on the line. That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Well, the game at hand here in Philadelphia has taken a kind of a surprising turn here. I don't think anyone expected the Flyers to be third in the Metropolitan Division, but I mean, that can even change with just one loss or one win because the East is so tight right now, Aaron, and just unbelievable to see.
I mean, yeah, last season they were dead last in their division, a whole 4 points back behind the Penguins, who were also below 500.
Yeah, the Penguins are doing good right now. They're in a playoff spot. Who expected the Penguins to be here?
Exactly.
It's been a lot of surprise. Buffalo on a 10-win, or almost, like, they've won like 11 of their last 12. There's been total surprises here in the Eastern Conference and the Eastern Conference in general. And I don't even know who can make the playoffs at this point, even in January. It seems like no spot's safe right now. It's just like, it's interesting to see it. And I mean, and Toronto's been heating up a little bit. What do you think Toronto needs to do here to improve their game and try to make that playoff spot? Yeah, like they've done in the past couple of years, because they struggled early on.
Truly, they just need to find their game. They have been struggling against some not very good teams. Like I don't want to say that Detroit's bad, but they are.
Detroit's first in the East, or was first in the East, I think.
They're third now.
They're third now. I mean, but one team wins and it all changes. Detroit could be top of the East, and then after like 2 other teams win, they could be like out of a playoff spot. It's just unbelievable. The East is just that tight.
But I can't quite convince myself that Detroit's a good team simply because they were 6th in the division last year. Yeah, so they're on a comeback as well, and it's very nice to see all these bad teams kind of proving their worth.
And Detroit has a legacy too. I mean, back in the '90s with Steve Yzerman and Sergei Fedorov, and we might be covering the Sergei Fedorov game on Monday where they retire his jersey in Detroit. It's just surprising to see the Red Wings do this, but I mean, they've been building to us. I feel like we're getting off topic, but the whole Eastern Conference final is just so interesting to watch because you don't know what team's going to make it till the very end.
No, but in the past couple of years, that's been a Florida team. Every single time, Lightning or Panthers, it's been completely dominated by the Sunshine State, and I'm all for it. I love the team that doesn't ever get iced, that is really good at hockey somehow.
And the Panthers are out of a playoff spot by 2 points, and Tampa, I think, is first in the Atlantic Division. But
They're tied for first.
I mean, if Tampa loses one, then Montreal or Detroit wins one, they take the place. It's just flip-flop, hot potato right now in that Atlantic Division. So the game here. Go ahead.
The Metro Division is literally decided by 2 wins.
Jeez, it's just unbelievable. So the Toronto players that have been good, look at that. Austin Matthews, 6 goals in the last 3 games, 11 points over his last 5. 2 other Leafs have been good too. Matthew Knies, 9 points in his last 7 games, 5 goals, 4 assists. And Tavares has 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists in his last 9 games. And it seems like the big guns are starting to work, and that's why the Leafs have been on the rise again in trying to get back in the playoff spot. They needed those top guys to go. I mean, earlier on in the season, Austin Matthews was struggling, wouldn't you think?
I do think I saw that slow start, and he's been picking up nicely.
The Flyers, surprisingly, look at this. They have allowed the 4th fewest goals, I believe, in the National Hockey League. The 4th fewest, I think. I mean, or against the Leafs. It's just unbelievable. They lead the NHL with 5 shootout wins, so if we do go to a shootout here tonight, but I don't know if we see a shootout. But, you know, it's interesting to see this. I mean, let's say like a couple of years ago, Toronto would have just came in here and just crushed them, and that's still the narrative right now. I mean, wouldn't you think Toronto's going to win? They're the last 10 games against Philly, they're 9-1. Last 5, they're 4-1. In their last 13 against Philadelphia, they're 12-1.
Yeah, you would think, but just on paper, that this would be an easy game for Toronto. They'd come into Philadelphia and steamroll the Flyers, but this Flyers team has been really, really hot this past month, and it's been exciting to see.
Yeah, and that's just unbelievable to see. So we'll talk about the starting goaltenders. I mean, at first, Toronto's goaltending situation seemed like, oh boy, what is happening? I mean, Stolarz, I don't even know what happened to Stolarz. I think he's injured, I think. So Dennis Hildeby's been in the net. He's going to start tonight. He is 3-5-4, 2.90 goals against average, and a save percentage of a 914. Imagine above 900 save percentage, and you have a losing record. That's unbelievable. Wow, I've never seen that. Wow, but this is a big game for Toronto. They're 5-10-2 on the road. They need that to improve before the playoffs come. If they do make it, they need the road record to improve significantly, wouldn't you think? 5-10-2. That's unbelievable.
Ooh. Yeah, that's something you don't want to really let get in your head, because these away games really mean a lot.
So Dan Vladar starts in net for Philadelphia. He is 16-6-3. Goals against average of 2.37. Save percentage of a 910. And surprisingly, he's been good as well. I think Vladar was on, the Flames a couple of years ago. Calgary Flames, and I think he may have gotten traded. Am I right? I'm not sure. I swear I saw Vladar back in Calgary a couple of years ago.
No, he was there last year.
Oh,
Save
yeah.
percentage of about 90.
It's unbelievable. And, I mean, we have a lot of games tonight. Colorado's lost 2 in a row in regulation now, finally. Saying that as a Stars fan. We got over a 6-game losing streak. Anyways.
I mean, 31-4-7. That is a domination. But Dallas is kind of close behind.
And you know what the funniest thing is? We have not covered a Colorado game this season.
That is kind of crazy.
Yep.
At all?
No, not at all. At all. Not even Chesty.
Dang. Not even Chesty. That's a little shocking.
Well, he's going to cover NFL games, and you as well, I think, if you're available, obviously. There's Scott Lyon. Played 661 games with the Flyers, and now he came to the Leafs last season during a trade. During the trade deadline, that was the same trade deadline when Florida got Brad Marchand. I mean,
I love that.
But Scott Lyon wins the draw.
That cup wouldn't have happened if we didn't get Marchand.
Right at the buzzer, too.
Yeah.
Shot back in as it goes into the Maple Leafs zone. Morgan Riley rims it all the way around out to center ice it goes. This Philadelphia squad trying to get another victory here on home ice. They're 12-5-4. They'll go back for the puck here, and Nick Seeler played Vladar, and around the goes along the boards and moved ahead here out to center ice. As it's taken away here by Troy Stetcher and shot back into the Philadelphia zone. Ristolainen plays it off the boards, giving it away to Domi. Domi is just 1 point away from getting 100 in a Maple Leaf sweater. And his dad, Ty Domi, played in Toronto for a long time. And in this building, he fought with a fan in the penalty box. I mean, that's probably one of the craziest fights ever. Domi, a shot save made. It goes into the corner, and it is cleared out of the zone by Owen Tippett. Back into the Maple Leafs territory as it's Troy Stetcher in his own zone between the circles. As we're more than a minute in here to the first period here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. That's where this arena's changed names for so many years. Matias Michelli trying to clear it. Couldn't. As is Nyes. Tavares now looking to center one. Morgan Riley now. Nyes a shot blocked on the way through. Held in the zone, though, by Toronto as it's Matthew Nyes along the boards. Nyes looks to center one. A backhander got blocked into the face of Cam York. Oh, that's dangerous. Michelli up high from the blue line. Carlo across. Tavares in the slot, fan on the shot. Brandon Carlo back in the lineup after being activated from IR. A shot and a save made by Vladar. We get our first whistle of the game, 1:50 in.
I mean, that's a huge save to make. The Maple Leafs just have so much pressure on that start. I mean, you saw a couple quick shots, great passing, and just overall good puck control. And I think one thing about this team, not the team itself, but it's on the ice. Their logo. It kind of reminds me of the Stanley Cup Finals logos, and I don't know why the NHL stopped using them. It looked great.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't stop using them. I mean, it doesn't feel like playoffs anymore without the dang logo on there. And then they add them digitally.
And the environment's just changed. Like, ever since they stopped using it, I mean, it's kind of gone downhill.
Yeah, I mean, there's been playoff games for that have been great in the past year or so. That's icing right there. I mean, that Game 7, the Avs and the Stars, and then that Jets-Blues Game 7 with that comeback. This is Cam York. He got hit with the puck right there with the backhander, I believe by Michelli. Or Nyes, I believe. I don't know. That's an awkward one right there.
Stuffed it out.
As is Abels and who is that? That is Nicholas Waugh right there in the circle. 1. Robertson played it across. Shot by Benoit was blocked on the way through. As it's played along the boards as Hathaway tries to clear it. Moved ahead here by Abels, and it's sent into the bench or into the seats and out of play. I mean, look at that. Against Philly. 12-1. And then they won earlier on this season, Toronto, 5-2 here in Philadelphia on November 1st. And that's when the Maple Leafs are struggling.
I mean, 4.6 goals a game. That is absurd.
I mean, Philly's probably thinking we need to beat these guys to maybe get over not being a playoff team. Because they haven't made the playoffs in, since 2020 in the bubble. Before that, it was 2018, I believe, against the Capitals, that first-round series. Or the Penguins, I think, first-round series, I think, not the Capitals. It's been a long time for Philly since they've seen a playoff game here. It's been almost 8 years inside of this Xfinity Mobile Arena as it's shot back down the length of the ice. No icing, played by Vladar. Left there by Sanheim, as Sanheim will move it ahead. Travis Sanheim through the middle. Sanheim in. Lost the handle. Rimmed it all the way around. Michkov, he is one of the great young players in the National Hockey League. Matvei Michkov, remember his rookie year? He was just obliterating the league. Matvei Michkov, and it's going to be an icing here by Philly. And the shots are 3-0 in favor of the Maple Leafs. I mean, this is just... Look at that record in their last 10 games, Philadelphia. 6-3-1. I mean, what do you think they got to do to continue to build on that and try to make some distance against some of these teams in the East?
Just let Toronto shoot it. I mean, if they can't get a good shot, and it hasn't proven to be anything they're capable of in this game so far. 3 shots, nothing even close.
Tavares gave it away at the blue line as it's moved ahead here by Michkov. Shot back in by Sanheim from center. Rimmed all the way around as Ekman Larson will intercept it along the wall. Getting pressured there. Centering pass goes back to the vacant blue line as it's forced back out to center. I believe Philadelphia was going for a change there, and that's why no one was at the point. As it stretched ahead here on the far side, as Noah Cates will get it along the boards. Tavares pins him up along the boards, trying to get the puck free. As we're almost 4 minutes into the first period here. Shot from the line by Cates. Deflected. Might have been blocked on the way through. Here comes Nyes. Shot fanned on. Trying to get it on goal on Vladar. Sealer will play it off the boards. McMahon intercepts and rimmed it behind the net. Toronto wasn't going to go for the forecheck, and Philly will get it instead and just clear it out to center and back into the Toronto zone as Benoit will get it now. Struggling to hold on to the puck there. Comes back out to center. And it's shot back in by Couturier into the far corner. Benoit along the boards. trying to get it free. Bounce into the high slot. Tip it. A shot and a save made. Rebound shot. He thought he had someone there. Couturier thought he had someone on the other side. He was trying to pass it instead of shooting it. Then he realized no one was there, and he's like, oh, man, I should have just shot that thing. Back in the other way. Tippett dropped it off. As it's Barkey. And he lost it. Now a shot right off the pad. Couturier with the opportunity. And McMahon will clear it out the center. There's Austin Matthews. Lost the handle. As it's sent back here by Denver Barkey, who has played 8 games here with Philadelphia. The goal, 2 assists and 3 points. Deflected back in by Philadelphia into the Toronto zone as Hildeby plays it behind his own net. Morgan Riley uses the boards to move it ahead for Easton Cowan. Back for Riley once again through center ice. Cowan on the far side. Cowan dropped it into the middle. Shot! Blocked on the way through. A diving block right there. Sent it deep into the corner. Michelli back up top of the blue line. They're working the puck here well as Cowan's shot was fanned on again. Andre will clear it out the center and shot back into the Philadelphia zone. Andre intercepts, tries to stretch it ahead there for, I believe, Zegras. And Zegras has been going off recently, wouldn't you think, Aaron? He had two goals against his former team in the Anaheim Ducks.
It's huge. Yeah, you gotta prove that you were capable of staying on that team instead of being traded.
Because, I mean, before Zegras left Anaheim, he was struggling. Remember his rookie season, he was pretty good, and then after that, he kind of quieted down. Here in Philadelphia, he has been great. He's had 17 goals here in his first season with the Philadelphia Flyers. Has moved along the boards here. Juleson trying to clear it out of the zone. He could not. Held in at the blue line for just a moment. Bobbled there by Scott Lawton, the former Flyer. And then shot back in by Toronto. Troy Stetcher. There's Christian Dvorak. Signed a 5-year contract extension on Monday. And he is extended here in Philadelphia. As it's Myers moving it through the middle. And shot back in by Tavares. Intercepted there. Played off the boards out to center ice as it's shot back in by Noah Cates. Simon Benoit was trying to get it. Pressured by Michkov along the boards. Moved through center ice. Backhand pass Michelli into the middle. A blue line shot by Myers. Just missed the net. Michelli plays it into the corner. Michelli trying to get it free. And turned over to Nyes at center ice. He'll play it back into his own zone. Simon Benoit back for Myers. Matthews now. Myers let it go as Benoit has it now. Been kind of quiet here in the first period in chances.
Yeah. I mean, they had 3 shots and none of them have been close. I think Philadelphia's doing a great job on defense, limiting Toronto's offense.
Tip it into the middle. Here's a chance. And it hit the crossbar.
Oh, my.
Denver Barkey had the opportunity, and he wrung it off the elbow of the post and the crossbar. Oh, and when you thought it was quiet, it's not. That's my fault for thinking it was quiet.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like a little more lax in that breakaway. Oh, man, what a tough break.
And now, you've all been waiting for this, the return of Aaron's Corner.
It's my time to shine. I've been waiting for this since last year. Get it. All right, we'll take it to college basketball. There's not an eventful day today. It's a lot of Big Ten play, followed by some West Coast action. But currently, Northwestern stunning the Michigan State Spartans 35-28 at the half. Northwestern coming into this game 8-6 in Michigan State, trying to hold on and survive with top 12 ranking 13-2. Northwestern's always a trap game. You can't always take them too lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But in the NBA, a great matchup. The 6-31 Pacers playing the 13-24 Hornets. It's a battle of tank. And you got to feel for Halliburton. He's been out, and he's like their lifeline. And Nemhard's out, Mathurin's out, Isaiah Jackson. It's just an injury-riddled team in Indianapolis. And 13-4 Pacers are up, though. And starting in 10 minutes, the college football playoff semifinal at the Verbal Fiesta Bowl. It's number 10 Miami, who has upset Texas A&M and Ohio State to take on Ole Miss.
Can I add something there for the Fiesta Bowl?
Absolutely.
Shesty's doing that game, and he said, I need a Coke. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was setting up this game. Okay, so if you're interested, everybody, if you want to watch the Fiesta Bowl, as they're doing a tribute here for, I believe, Lawton. And if you want to watch the Fiesta Bowl coverage, it will be on MHS2 with Shesty will post the link when he goes live, obviously. So you have two different broadcasts going on right now.
Pick your poison, am I right?
Pick your poison.
But the opponent to Miami, number 6 Ole Miss, steamrolled their way through Tulane and then upset Georgia 39-34 in an absolute classic game. Game-winning field goal by Carniero from 47 out. Set to take on that game in 9 minutes. And then tomorrow, Oregon, Indiana in the Peach Bowl.
From the
and
point
that's
of
gonna be an
shot
amazing game.
that hit the outside of the post. I'm sorry, the play resumed again.
Oh. Oops. I was too invested.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was like, okay, keep going until the chance happened. I'm like, okay. They let you talk for like another 20 seconds.
Every good game has its filler.
Mm-hmm. And there's a Nicholas Roy. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. If you could make sure if I'm saying it right while I'm talking here. It's a big hit along the boards right in front of the Philadelphia bench. Ho, 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 ho. Juleson turned it over. Backhander goes wide of the net. Along the boards, it's Robertson dropping it off here. Cowan feeds it low. Deflected on goal and a save made. Robertson behind the net. Nicholas Robertson still has it. Centering pass was picked away there. Couturier trying to clear it. Moved ahead here at the center ice. Zegras back in. Zegras holds on to it. Dropped it off. Here's a chance. Down low, and the pass could not connect. Zegras from a tough angle. Save made there by Hildeby. It goes back to the point. The pass was way off the mark there. Play by the goaltender and moved ahead here by Andre, who will shoot it back in as Philadelphia will go for a change. Oh, we got some chances here for Philadelphia now.
It started to light up this offense, and that shot from goal line extended. I don't know what that decision was, but they kept possession. He hurdled over the puck, so little flash there.
No shot is a bad shot in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, anything can go, and I've learned that from Edmonton.
Yep. I mean, the Marchand goal. Back in
that was a good
save made. 10-11 to go. I mean, that Stanley Cup final was probably one of the best we've seen in a long time. I mean, the year before, too, 3-0 down. Edmonton came back. Almost. And then Florida held on in Game 7. And then, obviously, last year, the first 4 games, 3 of them went to overtime.
Great series.
One to double overtime. Not an Edmonton, Florida series. I won't want to watch that.
No. Just a good series. Kind of like it.
We need another Stanley Cup final game where it goes to triple overtime. The marathon. Ekman Larson. And, we're getting close. We're just 3 months away from the Stanley Cup playoffs. And all these games right now, we're already halfway through the season. It's unbelievable. It felt like the longest wait, and then all of a sudden, it's it's already halfway through. Shot from the blue line was blocked. Yarncroc was trying to get it as it's shot back in by Tippett. And then an awkward bounce off the boards, skipped to the top of the crease, and almost went in. Here's a chance shot that deflected Michkov into the corner. Michkov will try to get it free. Cates trying to get to the loose puck. Ekman Larson now York jammed up along the boards. Lawrence will play it back and moved ahead here by the Leafs. The shots are 4-3 in favor of Toronto here. What a move there by Lawrence into the middle line against his former team. Scott Lyon dropped it off. What a pass. Denies a shot. That just missed wide. Myers along the boards. And in the corner, Tavares pressured by Sanheim. Behind the net is Nye. Centering pass, and a shot goes wide of the net. The rebound shot goes wide. It was Michelli out in front, and he could not put it in. Wow. I think he missed that puck, that shot wide. Michelli still with the puck now. Circles back. He has Benoit loading up for that one-timer. Blocked into the corner. Michelli behind the net, lost his footing. And moved ahead here by Sanheim using the glass. Out to center ice it goes and shot back in by Myers. Wow. What a chance right in the slot, though, Aaron. And Michelli, I don't know if he just shot that wide or I don't know what happened there. Riley uses the boards. Not out of the zone just yet. Shot by Ristolainen and it was stopped. Zegras using the boards to help him out. Konechny behind the net. Zegras again. Goes back. Ristolainen a shot. Blocked on the way through. And Toronto goes the other way. And they look to get to the loose puck. McMahon intercepts the pass there from Vladar. And moved ahead here by Zegras. Zegras 4-on-3 for Philadelphia. Zegras getting hooked there. No penalty. Fans wanted to call, they won't get it. Zegras looks to center one. Here's a chance, a backhander pass, and it just goes wide. How? Dvorak with an open net, and somehow he missed it.
That is tough. I don't know how you missed that.
And Austin Matthews is looking hurt on the bench right now, and that's something Toronto does not want to see. Oh, boy. What an interesting sequence right there. I don't know how Dvorak missed that. We have a lot to look at in our replays when we get the chance to. Juleson uses the boards, and he'll clear it out to center ice here as Konechny now forced into the corner. Abols was trying to get it, and that deflected into the netting, and out of play with 7:08 to go, and Matthews looks hurt on the bench. Let's see this. Dvorak. Oh, wow.
It went off the post.
He got it with the heel of his stick, and somehow, I think that was one of the Toronto players pressuring him on their sticks. Oh, man.
That is
Wow.
unfortunate.
That's unbelievable. And the media timeout, you know what that is. Aaron's corner with
All right,
hopefully with
you
the
guys
NHL
all-
scores around the National Hockey League.
All right, well, let's get into it then. Halfway through the first period in Montreal, Canadians lead at 1-0 after a Dobson goal 3 minutes into the game. Take it to Boston. The Bruins are tied with the Flames just halfway through that period. The Red Wings are tied with the Canucks with 9:10 left. The Buffalo Sabres
I think.
I don't know how to say that.
What happened?
Speaking of Boston, they just took the lead on, I don't know how to say this name, Kurali. Sean did it.
Corrali.
Sean did it Combs.
Sean Corrali.
Corrali, yeah, something like that. Buffalo's up 1-0, 6.5 into that period. Doan did it from pretty much the crease. Maple Leafs, we're doing that game.
Mm-hmm.
The Penguins lead the Devils 8 minutes in. Carlson with that goal 6 minutes and 39 seconds into the period. And the Ducks are tied with the Hurricanes halfway through the first.
This is a quote from Max Domi, the desperation button, you hit it when you're in the playoff mode. Unfortunately, it had to happen a little earlier this year, but it's also a positive. We're learning to play intense, important games at a good time of the year. Still got lots of time to prep for the playoffs, so we're looking forward to that challenge. The question is, can this Toronto squad make it to the playoffs after losing Mitch Marner last season? In the offseason, pardon me. What do you think? Can they make the playoffs without Mitch Marner? That's an icing. Aaron, do you think Toronto can make the playoffs without Mitch Marner here? I don't know if he heard me. Did you hear me?
No, I'm cutting out. I don't know what's happening with my audio quality. I just saw my audio ping spike to 400.
Well,
So it's not going so hot for another 9 seconds.
Well, that's not fun. Turnover here, right to Abols along the boards. Using the body there was Gerbenkin a shot. And that was one of the Flyers went down in the process there at the blue line. It was held in by Andre. Then moved ahead here by Yonkrock, and then shot back into the far corner by Lorentz. Played into the middle right there, and it's moved ahead here by Juleson. Deflected back in from the blue line with less than 6.5 to go here in the opening period in Philadelphia. Scoreless. Toronto and the Flyers. Along the boards, it is York getting pressured off the puck, but moved it ahead here right to the middle as he moves it ahead onside. York, then it's chopped back in by Cates. Turnover here behind the net, though, as they look to set up Michkov, trying to get it, poking at the puck, and it's covered by Hildeby with 5:59 left to go and some pushing and shoving right afterwards. But the question I was asking earlier, I mean, do you think Toronto can make the playoffs without Mitch Marner?
I do believe they can do it. They're already on their little comeback. I'm very happy to see what they can pull.
And back to Aaron's corner. Hopefully the mic doesn't give out.
Oh, hooray, hooray. All right. NBA's still lackluster. How about some college basketball? Nope, still in halftime. Which means that poor Shesty is about to do the Fiesta Bowl alone.
Yeah, maybe you should hop in there for a couple minutes during intermission.
During intermission, is he in MHSBC?
No clue.
You should DM him because I don't remember his username.
Oh, jeez. Well, 5:59 left to go here. Man, I mean, it's scoreless right now. Who has the better of play right now, Toronto or Philadelphia?
I would say Philadelphia. They've gotten much closer to scoring on multiple occasions, and I don't.
Crossbar, the open net. I mean, they already hit a
The open net, man, that's a killer.
Yeah.
You got those.
Especially when you signed a 5-year extension, and you just couldn't bear the puck right there. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Exactly.
Get the money and don't score.
Just take the money and dip. Hey guys, you just got scammed.
Okay, I'm telling them. Okay.
Alright.
We're about to be back.
Can't
here.
wait for a response.
Yeah, and
in, like,
I'll be
5 seconds
solo
to
in
it.
the intermission if you're wondering, everybody. 5:59 left to go. We're just trying to figure this out or whatever. Because I didn't know he was streaming until like last second, as always.
Yeah.
I mean,
As always, the man of
but
no.
look at Austin Matthews. I don't know what he's favoring. Is he favoring his knee or his?
It looks like a leg.
Hey, that's throughout the whole regular season you battle through stuff. Zegras plays it across. Here's Yorka's shot that deflected off a stick and out of play. I mean, that's something Toronto does not want to see here, obviously.
No, of course not. That's a huge player.
And another look at that. That's a big cut right there. I think that was with the puck earlier when it hit
That was.
York's face. Oof. This is all we need right now is a fight. I mean,
That'd be great.
that'd be great. I mean, Philadelphia's always had that reputation with the Broad Street bullies, and we could use that old time hockey here tonight if it's necessary, obviously. Zegras. Oh, what a big hit by McMahon. Delivered on Zegras. Yeah,
I love
Toronto.
hockey hits.
Yep. Zegras will shoot it back in from the blue line. Hildeby had some trouble with it, but then got it back. Stetcher will use the glass. Not cleared out of the zone just yet. It was held in by York. Intercepted by Domi. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Matthews. A shot. That went off the blocker of Vladar. As Matthews had the opportunity. Matthews behind the net. Matthews trying to keep that goal streak alive here. Matthews looks to center one. And tied up. And now Zegras will move it into the middle. Konechny forced it back into his own zone for Sanheim. Sanheim will just shoot it back in as they were going for a change. Only 8 shots combined here in the first period. And not much of a offensive game here, but there's certainly been chances.
Yeah, there's been plenty of chances, and I think Philly should have 2 right now.
Mm-hmm. It has been a lucky first period, I guess you could say. For Toronto, a awkward bounce on goal on Hildeby, who makes the stop right there. Rimmed all the way around as Robertson at the blue line will move it into the middle. along the boards is used there. Big hit behind the net as well. Man, we have seen the physical game here. Toronto's thrown some hits, and Philadelphia said we're going to be a physical team as well. They got Rick Tocchet, the first-year head coach for them. He was coaching the Vancouver Canucks before. Came into Philadelphia, played here in Philadelphia, actually, in his playing career. Another big hit by Ristolainen behind the net on Nyes. Centering pass into the middle for Tavares. That got broken up and cleared out of the zone as it was intended for Tippett. He'll go for a change. It was intercepted by Benoit, and the other way come the Maple Leafs back in onside. Nyes holds on to the puck. Nyes drops it off of the point. Myers plays it across. Benoit, a shot, and it goes wide. Or it might have gotten a piece of Ladar, and I think that puck went out of play with 3:39 left to go. You know what Jesse said? That the Fiesta Bowl is more important than a Toronto-Philadelphia game right now. I can't believe this.
Tisk, am I right?
Tisk, unbelievable. Come on, Chesty. This has been a physical game. This is totally like a playoff game.
Yeah, this is the game to watch right now for sure. Who cares about like a playoff or something like that? What about the play-ins?
No one's watching the NFL wildcard weekend. We're watching Toronto, Philadelphia.
We are all gonna watch pointless like last place division games.
Andre will shoot it back in. No offense to both fans if they're watching us.
I didn't say which division.
Yeah, we
I
didn't say. One. We could be the Winnipeg Jets. Shot from the blue line, deflected wide. Hathaway along the board. But that's the President's Trophy curse. I mean, they're one of the best. They were the best team last year, and now they are the worst in the National Hockey League. Held in the zone, though. Zegras. Abels left it. Ozone time here for the Philadelphia Flyers. Nice move there for just a second by Gerbinkin. Gerbinkin, pass across York, a backhander, save made. Rebound shot, that just goes wide on Hildeby. Abels along the wall. Abels still with the puck. Circles back into the corner. Centering pass is intercepted. That was intended for Grundstrom. Grundstrom gets it now in the corner. Grundstrom, they've been in the offensive zone for almost a minute. They are getting some tired Leafs out there. Grundstrom, a shot. Deflected on goal. Rebound still loose. Covered up. Hildeby with 2:31 to go in a merciful whistle there.
Good Lord.
Good. And Tavares, I think, got something up high. And, man, Philadelphia was putting on the pressure. I think Tavares got high-sticked by his own teammate, by Myers. That's why they didn't call a penalty. The referee saw it. But he knew it was a Toronto player that high-sticked his own teammate, and he's like, no, we're not calling that a high stick. And that's a right call. 100%. Won the face-off Toronto. No icing is played by Vidar. I thought it was going to be an icing until he played it. I don't know why he did play it. Carlo, in his own zone, uses the backboards. Shots are even at 6 here in the game. As it's Cates along the wall. Grundstrom behind the net now for Michkov. Michkov back to the point again, held in by Ristolainen along the boards. Cates behind the net on the backhand. Cates still with the puck with 2 minutes left to go here in the first period. Shot deflected off the goalpost again. Broken stick on the ice. Shot by Cates and a save made. It was Sealer, my apologies. Ristolainen a shot. That just goes wide. Broken stick on the ice. The shots are 6-7 right now.
Hey! Gotta have one.
Michkov now a shot and a save made. Rebound shot was there, and Hildeby covers it. 1:36 to go. Had to do it before Philly could get another shot away.
Yeah, I just beat some scrubs 4-3 in Rocket League.
Oh, that didn't hit the post. That hit the outside of the net. I thought it hit the post. It looked like it did, but the deflection right there, I believe, by Grundstrom made it hit the outside of the net. This is Sealer's opportunity right here.
Yeah, as soon as intermission hits, I'm headed to Chesty's, and then just DM me when it comes back.
Uh-huh. See if he put it on there. See if we put it on for intermission, maybe. For a little bit.
Yeah.
York wins the face-off. York at the blue line. As it's Konechny now. Konechny uses the boards for Zegras. Zegras to Konechny, a shot blocked on the way through. Matthews in a penalty upcoming. Oh, boy. A penalty upcoming for a slashing call on Stetcher. And Berube's furious on the
Trial
bench.
penalty number 28, 2 minutes for slashing.
2 minutes for slashing in Philadelphia. Will go to the power play. Would you really call it a good man advantage? Philadelphia is 30th ranked on the power play, 15.4% effectiveness, and the Maple Leafs have the 4th best penalty kill. In the National Hockey League. 1:25 to go, and a not so great power play for the Philadelphia Flyers. Look to convert here. Anything could happen. Konechny, Dvorak, York, Zegras, and Barkey as their first unit for Philadelphia. Off the draw, one there. And that was Lawton who won the draw, and it was cleared down the length of the ice by Toronto. The 4th best penalty kill. The Toronto Maple Leafs looking to kill another one off. York will drop it off for Zegras. 1:10 left to go here. Barkey along the boards. Barkey lost it, and it's shot back down the length of the ice. Played off the boards by Vladar. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. We are scoreless. Power play at home for Philadelphia, kind of better, but not so great. 27th ranked at 16.4%. Shot around the boards. Barkey trying to slow it down against Yarncroc. Yarncroc will get it. Lost it. And played along the boards. Dvorak trying to get it. Everyone's fighting for the puck there. Zegras. Myers threw a check there on Zegras in the corner. And then he got cross-checked. No penalty. No, that he avoided one right there. Riley will shoot it down the length of the ice. Nothing even happening on this Philadelphia power play.
Still second period to this.
Yeah, this is it's nothing here. You're almost gone in 15 seconds. Moved ahead here by Michkov. Michkov lost at the blue line. He was stripped. What a play there at the blue line to prevent him from entering cleanly. 6 seconds left to go. Ristolainen, maybe one last rush here for Philadelphia. That won't work out. We will complete 20 minutes of power play for Philadelphia. Will continue, but nothing much on the majority of it. And we have a scoreless first period, and Hildeby made some big saves for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So did Vladar. And we are scoreless. And we'll be back with our intermission with just me, as usual, most of the time. Then maybe the Fiesta Bowl. We'll be back, everybody. Scoreless here in Philadelphia. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. We're back, everybody. Intermission report, and it is it's a scoreless game here in the Xfinity Mobile Arena. So, welcome, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS's Intermission report. We'll bring in some live coverage from the Fiesta Bowl on ESPN, or not ESPN, MHS2 with Chesty and Aaron, who we went over there for, because it's an intermission right now in our game, so we'll go over there for a little bit. He'll come back to our broadcast here for the second period. We'll just continue doing that for the rest of the night. As let's go over the scores in the National Hockey League right now. As right now we have a lot more scoring than our game, at least for the moment. And let's see here. 2-0 Bruins as Elias Lindholm had a goal, and Sean Corrali had one as well as a 2-0 lead for the Bruins in Boston. That's with 35 seconds to go here in the first period. First period in Montreal, the shots are 8-6 in favor of the Canadiens. Power play for Florida, but they're down 2-0. Oliver Kapanen with the latest goal, and Noah Dobson with one. Right now in Detroit, Patrick Kane 1-0 Detroit right now. Canucks, Red Wings, 7th goal of the season for Patrick Kane, the veteran on the power play with less than 29 seconds to go. And he is getting closer to 500 and trying to beat that the best American-born player and with Mike Modano. And then it's a 1-0 Sabres lead right now with less than 4 minutes left to go in the first period in Madison Square Garden with the New York Rangers, as Josh Doan has a goal, 14th of the season, assisted by Samuelson and Norris. And it's a 1-0 game right now with 4 minutes to go in the first period. Minute 11 to go, and the Devils and the Penguins, shots are 10-7 in favor of the New Jersey Devils. Erik Karlsson, with his 4th of the season, has the Penguins up 1-0, and Sidney Crosby, of course, is just... he is ageless, apparently, because he is just still one of the best players in the National Hockey League, putting his 24th assist out there. And Raquel, with his 10th assist as well, got the primary on that one at 6:39 of the first period. Then in the intermission, just right now, the Ducks and the Hurricanes. Ducks are up 1-0. They have lost a lot of games. Ryan Poehling with the goal against Lacombe, and Kreider with the assists at 13-18, and they have struggled a lot, and they need to get back on the winning streak, because now, all of a sudden, when they were leading the Pacific Division, now they're out of a playoff spot. And that's how much they've lost, and they need to climb back if they're going to get back into the playoff hunt again, as they were a young, good team, and they got to get back to that style of hockey that they were doing. Other games tonight, Islanders, Predators, Oilers, Jets, Senators, Avalanche with only 4 regulation losses, but they've lost the last 2 games in regulation, so is it finally showing cracks in the Colorado Avalanche team that looked like they were just never going to lose in regulation? And the Blue Jackets and Golden Knights later on tonight, and the Wild and Seattle Kraken. And let's go over the stats here in our first period, in our game. The only one, I believe, right now that has not had a goal. We are the only scoreless game that is live right now. So the shots were 8-6 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers, and only one penalty. That's the power play that Philadelphia has right now. 35 seconds to go on that one, and that's pretty much it, because there really hasn't been much. There has been some big hits throughout the game. Bonzi, a quiet first period here in the Xfinity Mobile Arena, and that's been the case for at least the first 20 minutes, but we did have some chance for Philadelphia. One off the crossbar, one off the post. Dvorak had an open net. It looked like it was going to be the opening goal. Great defensive play there by, I believe, one of the Maple Leafs to prevent that. Got his stick tied up and was able to tie him up enough to keep it out of the net. And we'll come back with more on the intermission report here on the NHL on MHS. We will be right back in just a moment. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. We're back, everybody, and joined alongside Aaron. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS, and Aaron's back with us, everybody. Did you miss him for 20 minutes?
Well, they didn't know I was gone.
Yeah, they didn't. Totally didn't know.
How many people is it? 4, 5?
You know, a singular one.
It's probably a bot. We're just that popular, you know.
You're just that popular. We had 6 earlier.
6.
This
That
is,
is a lot.
this is the tough stretch of the season where you're just like, you know.
Yeah, the playoffs are a lot better.
Yeah, that's when the real viewers start to show up.
Then we can get like 4.
4. Oh. 4 is great. No, I remember that Calder Cup final. That was like 550.
That's 500. That was very nice.
50. Yep. But there's 2 people also streaming this game. The Steve Dangle podcast network, and he has like 800 views, and then the other one's Toronto Sports Radio thing, and it's like 200 views. They're taking all our viewers here. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
A young business just trying to make a buck, and they're stealing from the little guys right here.
The little guys that can't make a buck.
Can't even make a buck. Oh, you're good. Eagle Deeds. Oh my God, we got a viewer. Oh my God, here we go.
No way. Oh my God. Here we go. Lock in.
All right, we're back here in the second period. It's Vladar.
All right.
All right, now we're all serious. 25 seconds to go on this power play as it's Konechny now who will move along the boards.
Excuse me, I would like to see the game.
Give me a moment. Dvorak along the boards, and York could not hold that in at the blue line. Shot back down the lane to the ice. Lodar dropped it for York. This power play about to expire in 5 seconds. Nothing really much on the Philadelphia power play, wouldn't you say?
I would say, yeah, that nothing much has happened just as usual through this season.
Yarncroc the other way. Yarncroc holds on to it. Believe it or not, if you've been here since the beginning, or I guess he was there since the beginning, the Eagle Deeds guy. Appreciate the support. Along the boards, it is a centering pass. Score!
Oh, they did it.
Travis Konechny with the first goal of the game. 55 seconds in the second period. It is 1-0 Flyers.
They can score any time but the power play.
They can also score when we're just goofing off. And just a great centering pass right there. That was actually kind of a lucky deflection there. Sanheim missed the dump-in around the boards. It got through, and then it was Dvorak, I believe, centering that pass for Konechny. Bar down, and it is a 1-0 Philadelphia lead. 55 seconds into the second period, and we have a 1-0 lead for the Flyers. 8-3-2.
Bar?
8-3-2 when scoring first this season. Along the boards, it is used, and it's Couturier getting it back to the blue line. Sanheim, a shot blocked on the way through. Travis Konechny with his 14th of the season, 55 seconds in. Dvorak and Ristolainen with the assists, and it's a 1-0 Flyers lead here in their home building. Matthews leaves it for McMahon behind the net on the backhand. Goes back for Benoit. Rimmed it around. Nice trying to get it. Instead is intercepted by Sealer. Matthews will get it along the wall. Pressured off the puck there and moved ahead here. Sean Couturier will dump it back in from the blue line and go get a change. One shy here for Philly, and that's the only one they've scored. And the only goal of this game so far. No icing here. 55 seconds of the second period. We finally get our first one here in Philadelphia. Back in on side, it's Matvei Michkov. Michkov holds on to the shot. Had a screen in front. Grunstrom lost it to Carlo. Now a takeaway here. Michkov trying to get the intercept there. Could not. Machelli the other way with Tavares. Machelli dumps it in. Tavares trying to get on the forecheck. Pressured off the puck by Juleson. And it is cleared out the center again. Will that be an icing here? No, it will not, as Ekman Larson pressured, as it was Grunstrom trying to go on the hit there. It's moved ahead here by the Maple Leafs on side. Dropped it off here. Here's a chance. Shot, and it goes wide. Nick Robertson with the opportunity. Along the board, Sealer not held in. Centering pass shot over the net. As it was Myers with the opportunity, I believe. Myers looked to center one for Robertson. Almost got it to him. Intercepted by Obels and is cleared. Back into the Toronto zone, no icing. Ekman Larson now. Plays it back off the boards. Banked it off the boards out to center ice. No icing again. 3 minutes into the second period. Connecting the only goal here in the middle frame and end of the game. And right into the middle. That one's intercepted. Got back into the possession, though, as Sanheim will move it ahead. Sanheim with speed. Travis Sanheim held on to it. Into the corner it goes. Michkov. Pardon me, that's Gerbinkin. Centering pass. Out in front, save. Rebound still loose. They're fighting for the puck. They're still battling for it. What a save, Gerbinkin. Rebound shot. It is covered, and the puck was still loose. But the whistle blows. An unlucky break for the Flyers.
I think that could have been 2, but I can't see it.
It was just a bouncing puck all around there. All whacking at it. Hildeby was down. I think it was under Simon Benoit, and the puck came free after the referee blew the whistle. Literally like 0.1 seconds after he blew the whistle. Unlucky break there for Philadelphia. Or else that's a 2-0 lead. Wow. Philadelphia just putting it on Toronto right now, wouldn't you think?
I would say so.
Rick Tokic having a conversation there with Morgan McPhee, one of the 2 referees in the game. The other one's John McIsaac. And that's, I believe, Lon getting kicked out of the face-off dot. Wow.
One screen share, please.
Give me a sec, bro.
You've had like 40.
Steven Lorentz and Zegras in the face-off dot. Lorentz wins the face-off as it's flipped out by Troy Stetcher at the center ice. Lyon dropped it off. Lorentz in. Lorentz holds on to it. In the corner, Lorentz trying to feed it behind the net. It was broken up here, and here come the Flyers the other way. Konechny, spring pass, behind the fence. Backdoor feed for Zegras. And he was tied up. Unbelievable. And then he high-sticked the referee on accident.
Amazing stuff here. This is the NHL.
16:01 to go, and the referee got an injury there. Oh, man.
You know what to do. There you go.
There you go. Look, Zegras right here accidentally high-sticked the ref. Right here.
Oh, that's
Or the
some
puck.
peak
I think they hit
right there.
So that was John McIsaac. And the face-off won here by Philadelphia, Restalainen. And played back here by Nick Seeler. In the middle. Shot back in by Noah Cates. Grunstrom on the forecheck against Riley. Gets the puck free here. Behind the net. They're trying to center one out in front. That was Dvorak. Michkov with the puck behind the net. Lost to Carlo. Michkov in the corner gets it back. Pressured by Tavares. Michkov sends it deep into the corner. Grunstrom leaves it. Cates behind the net. Noah Cates. Pressure from behind. Goes back. Restalainen in the shot. Save made. Hildeby. Nice. We'll stretch it ahead for Tavares off his skate. Gets it onto his stick. 2-on-1 potentially with Machelli in the front. Machelli! Save made! Vladar, what a stop! And Machelli wanted a penalty, but he won't get it. And he is yelling at one of the referees.
You got to be careful what you say to those refs. There's a magic word that'll get you a penalty.
And Vladar with a big save there on Machelli to keep the game 1-0. And I don't think he even got tripped there. Let's see. I think he was arguing for a tripping or a hooking.
He slipped. I just think he
Oh,
slipped.
and he slammed his stick.
I think that's a little...
That's a little much. York will move it ahead. As Philadelphia gets a big save from their netminder and Dan Vladar. Along the boards, it's Stetcher who lost it in the corner. Couturier touch pass across Sanheim. Shot deflected off of sticks in front. Oh my. Tippett in the corner. Tippett centering pass for Couturier. Intercepted in front. Stetcher fell down. Will that be a penalty? Domi will shoot it back in. I don't think so. Matthews uses the boards. Domi in the corner. Domi pressured by Sanheim. Domi trying to get it free. Shot. The mask is off of Vladar. Oh, it's all random. And now I think we're going to have a delay here because the mask obviously came off his face. And, man, that's kind of weird. I feel like nothing happened, and then all of a sudden his mask came off. Philadelphia has not had a shot on goal since the goal by, I believe, Konechny. This was the quick one right here by Bobby McMahon, and they knocked the helmet off. We welcome you in if you're just joining us. Dan Vladar, 5-1-0 in his last 6 games. That's been pretty good for the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's why they've been winning. Been good in net. Abels lost it in the face-off dot, but then controlled back here by the Flyers as Juleson will move it ahead right through the middle. Back in on side of the Flyers, trying to center one in front for Hathaway that could not connect. As it never got through, Robertson. Riley uses the boards, trying to clear it. Held in the zone, though. Backhander blocked on the way through. Carlo couldn't get it out just yet. And out to center it goes. Shot back in by Andre. Using the boards. Hildeby. Now Waugh will move it ahead. Riley will go back. Morgan Riley off a skate. Right to the middle. Onside is Waugh, who dumps it back in. Or Nicholas Waugh. I'm not sure. In the corner. It was Ristolainen who clears it out to center ice. Nothing much here, Aaron. Since I screen share.
Yeah. I missed a goal and now nothing's happening.
Yep. Bobby McMahon will shoot it back in. As it's played here by the goaltender Vladar. Sealer will move it ahead here. And Zegras almost gives it away to Bobby McMahon. And he got a lucky break there. That one sent into the... I thought that hit off a linesman. I thought that went out of play. McMahon dropped it off. Across, Matthews couldn't receive the pass there from Domi, and Matthews was wide open. It's a very bad pass there by Max Domi. Trying to get his 100th point as a Leaf. And then another bad pass. He was trying to get it to Riley. Man, those are 2 bad passes there, and you can't have that happen, as Zegras almost got the chance there. Matthews with Bobby McMahon the other way. Maybe an on-man here for the Maple Leafs. Domi's in front. Domi trying to get it, trying to knock it down. It was a floater pass, and he could not knock it down. Morgan Riley. Across it goes. This game's going on pretty quickly right now.
I do agree.
Haven't had much whistles here in this second period. Michelli lost it. Sanheim lost it. Michelli. Shot by Tavares. Deflected into the netting and out of play. 12:25 left to go here, and it's Aaron's corner now.
Unfortunately, this will be my last corner of the night. I do have schoolwork I have to attend to. I've been putting it off.
Ooh, how fun.
Indeed. But we'll take it to college basketball. 58-50. Michigan State has come back. Miami leads Ole Miss 3-0 after a 38-yard field goal from Davis. 5:11 to play in that first quarter. The Panthers are down 2-0 here in the second period. Just 5 minutes in, so are the Flames 2-0 up to the Bruins. The Canucks following suit, 2-0 up. Red Wings are out in front of that game. The Sabres lead the Rangers at the end of the first. The Penguins lead the Devils in the second period. The Ducks lead the Hurricanes.
Wow.
And starting just now, Islanders, Preds, Oilers, Jets. NBA, the Cavs are losing to the Wolves 9-4, and the Pacers are still up at half.
Interesting.
I appreciate the time I got, but I must go.
All right, we'll see you.
Adios, amigos.
Oh, now back to me again. As we welcome you back, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL on MHS. 12:25 left to go here in the second period. Here in Philadelphia, it is a 1-0 Flyers lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Here, and there's Rick Tocchet and Craig Berube. Both played for the Flyers, and Rick Tocchet with the most penalty minutes in Flyers history, and Craig Berube with ninth in that list all time in Flyers history. Off the face-off, here's Riley along the boards. Looks a center one. That got blocked away. Rimmed around as Sealer will clear it, or try to at least. It was held in along the boards by Nye. Centering pass for Tavares on the backhand, lost it. Tavares gets it back along the boards. Carlos at the blue line. Carlos, a shot! That deflected out of play. 12:06 to go. Second period here in Philadelphia. And Vladar, I think, had something, equipment issue right there. Look at the Hall of Fame. Look at all those players. Rennie Perrant. And look at all the banners raised here. Eric Lindros as well. All the legends in the Flyers history. All hanged up in the banners hanged up here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. York will play it along the boards. Deflected back out to center. That will be an icing, I believe. It is. With 11:58 left to go. As that was an icing there, and those Trey Stetcher winning the battle, or the race to it. There's the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium right next to the Xfinity Mobile Arena, where the defending Super Bowl champions will look to continue their defense of the Super Bowl and try to go back to the Super Bowl once again. See if they can do so. The Chiefs are not in the playoffs anymore, thankfully. Chiefs lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year, and that ended that potential dynasty that the Chiefs were going to get. Matthews won the faceoff, but no one got it off the draw. Ekman Larson deflected into the bench and out of play of 11:53 left to go here in the second period. And when I said there was not enough whistles, now the whistles all of a sudden are starting to show up here. The Lincoln Financial Field, that's where the Eagles play. See if they can go all the way again. Are you calling the game from inside the arena? I'm not, but I wish I was. I just have a speaker and the goal horn and some crowd noise, so it sounds like I'm calling from the arena. Ekman Larson plays it back as it's played along the boards, shot back into the zone. Juleson plays it along the boards. Andre threw a reverse hit there on Scott Lawton. Along the boards, it is fought for as it was trying to get free. Grbinkin lost it and still in some trouble trying to clear the puck. Lorentz holds it in. Lorentz to Lawton in the corner. Scott Lawton got pressured off the puck there, and Abels, and then it's going to be a penalty actually. That's why they slowed down, and it's going to be a penalty here on Andre, and the Leafs will go to the power play. The 25th ranked power play in the NHL will have a chance against the 16th ranked penalty kill of the Philadelphia Flyers. That was a hooking right there, a holding on Andre. Doing that to Scott Lyon. That's a good call right there. And so the Toronto Maple Leafs have an opportunity here to try and get the power play goal to even the game. Nyes, Michelli, Matthews, Riley, and Tavares out there. York has it off the draw, and he will clear it down the length of the ice immediately to start the penalty kill. 9-8, the shots favoring the Flyers. The Flyers have not had a shot since the goal by, I believe it was Travis Konechny, who has 14th of the season. His 38th point in almost 42 games. Now it's shot back down the length of the ice. Race with the puck here. Couturier trying to go shorthanded against Riley. Couturier angles off Riley into the corner. The power play for the Leafs, 5 for 12 in their last 12 games. They've been red hot on that power play. It was struggling earlier on, but they started to figure it out. Matthews, Ekman Larson at the blue line to Matthews. Matthews holds on to it. Back for Ekman Larson at the blue line, holds on to it. Michelli in the circle. Michelli looking to Matthews in the opposite circle, could not get it to him. Instead goes back to the point for Ekman Larson. Matthews sends it low. Tavares holds on to it. Deflected, and Ekman Larson will have to force back out to center ice as the pass got deflected off a stick. Matthews re-enters. Michelli on the drop pass. Try to center one right here. Chance. And Nyes force it into the corner with York and Sanheim. And back up top. That's a hand pass there on the Maple Leafs with 10:03 to go. The faceoff will come out to center ice. Nyes mocking one of the Flyers while he was down with Sanheim. Oh, he kind of slew-footed him. Kind of slew-footed Travis Sanheim there. That probably should have been a penalty on the Leafs. 43 seconds to go. The power play in the last 6 games. Steve Sullivan, the new power play coach after Mark Savard got fired. Dennis, December 26th, when they hired Steve Sullivan, they are now the second NHL ranked in the past 6 games when he's been the coach. 41.3% on the power play effectiveness. Robertson plays it back into his own zone for Ekman Larson. On the road, his power play's been the worst. Robertson dropped it. Domi. Domi holds on to it. Feeds it across ice. As it's played along the boards. And Waugh was trying to get it. And then McMahon forced it back out the center. And a turnover here. Almost. Here's Domi. Has a man in front. Domi holds on to it. Feeds it back up top of the point. Ekman Larson back for Domi at the goal line. 10 seconds to go on the power play. 9.5 to go in the second period. Deflected on goal. Save made at the side of the cage. And the whistle. Quick one. I believe the referee thought Vladar had covered the puck, and that's why he made the early whistle. Shots are even at 9. That was the first chance for the Leafs here on this power play. 6 seconds to go on the man advantage here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And both special teams have not worked out, at least in trying to get a power play goal. At least for the moment. I mean, there's still 6 seconds on it. Matthews trying to win the draw. It's Sanheim playing it across, and Dvorak can't get cleared out of the zone. Riley holds on to it to Cowan. Back for Riley, a shot blocked on the way through. And the penalty is over. Race for the puck. Riley gets it now. Oh, man, Morgan Riley. A nice play there by Cowan. Here's Stetcher at center. Circles back into his own zone, pressured by Zegras. Forced all the way into the circles. And now it's Matthews. Matthews to center ice. Got forced off the puck. Turned it over to Stetcher behind the net. Stetcher looks to center one. Matthews gets it now. Matthews in the corner. Matthews on the backhand. Pressured by Sanheim. Matthews still with the puck. Feeds it across. Benoit! He was pressured. Penalty upcoming. It's going against Philadelphia. Vladar tripped up Benoit. Ekman Larson delayed. Penalty again on the Flyers. Tavares along the boards. Tavares touched up by Sanheim, and another power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 8:29 left to go. Here in the middle frame. Great setup there. Benoit got pressured by Konechny, but then Vladar tripped him up. Power play for the Leafs after they just had one that did not go. They'll look to tie the game here in just a moment. Way back, everybody. 8:29 left to go here in the second period. 1-0 Philly. Way back. welcome you back here to Philadelphia. Konechny gets the penalty for slashing. It was not Vladar. And he's arguing with the referee there. He did slash him, though. That might have been 2 penalties, honestly, if we're being honest here. And Maple Leafs with the man advantage here. And we welcome you in, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. 1-0 Philadelphia. Konechny not liking the call at all. And he was arguing with the referee, John McIsaac. And so it's going to be a regular 5-on-4 advantage for Toronto, instead of the maybe a 2-man advantage potentially here in the game that could have happened. That was 2 penalties on that play, and they didn't call Vladar for the tripping. Face-off one here by the Leafs. Morgan Rielly dancing the blue line. Rielly to Maccelli. Feeds it low. Matthews in the circle. Matthews holds on to it. Drifts away from the circle. Now back into the circle again. Maccelli across. Rielly. Back for Maccelli. They got to spread her out here. Matthews and Maccelli switch places. Matthews, Maccelli, down low across. That deflected off a stick of Couturier, and it's clear down the length of the ice. Toronto really needs to generate opportunities here. That's why they've been one of the worst, if not the worst team on the power play, on the road, and specifically in this season. Maccelli, cross the ice, Nyes looks the center for Matthews off his stick. Did not go. Maccelli to Rielly, who holds it in. Maccelli has Tavares at the goal line. Maccelli goes back for Rielly. Rielly back for Maccelli again. Across for Matthews, that deflected off Grundstrom's stick. Matthews forced it back to the point as Nyes will get it now. Back for Matthews. Rielly again. Rielly at the blue line. Drifting away. Feeds it across for Matthews. Nyes is in the middle. Matthews centering pass in the crease. And it is clear to the blue line and out by Nick Seeler. Tavares looks to re-enter. Lost it at the blue line. Hathaway was trying to go shorthanded. He's still trying to. Tavares was tied up. Matthews. McMahon the other way. 25 to go on the man advantage. McMahon rimmed it all the way around. Domi will look to get it. And cleared down the length of the ice by Hathaway. Race for the puck here in Dvorak. Pressuring Ekman-Larsson from behind. Ekman-Larsson dropped it off for McMahon. Robertson now. 8 seconds to go on the man advantage here for Toronto. Robertson with some speed. Robertson dropped it off. Shot! McMahon missed it. And the power play is over for the Leafs. Ekman-Larsson blasts one on goal off the glove of Vladar and wide. Ekman-Larsson again slaps one on goal again. It was blocked on the way through. And the Maple Leafs getting close. Konechny the other way. Konechny drives. He shoots. Blocked on the way through by Domi. Konechny rimmed it all the way around into the corner. Dvorak dropped it off Tippett. A shot. Save made. Dvorak trying to get the rebound. Hildeby covers. 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Shots are even at 10. It's been a low shot game and a low scoring game, but still could be interesting here. Maccelli, the Philadelphia Flyers are keeping the Maple Leafs to the outside, mostly on their chances. And when they find room, they've gotten some big saves from Vladar. That one broke the skate blade of Garnet Hathaway, popped it out of his skate, and he had to hobble to the bench while the Flyers were going the other way for an offensive opportunity. Off the face-off one here, tied up in the corner. And it is cleared out of the zone here by Yarncrook. Back in onside. Konechny along the board, spins away from pressure from Benoit's shot. And Tippett with the opportunity. Oh, man. 5:45 to go. We'll be back. Second period. 1-0 Philadelphia. And we welcome you back, everybody, here inside the Xfinity Mobile Arena. 5:45 left to go here in the second period. It is a 1-0 Flyers lead over the Maple Leafs. And the toughest remaining schedules in the National Hockey League in points percentage. The opponents, the Red Wings, Senators, Flames, Sabres, and the Maple Leafs up there. Detroit trying to go to a playoff spot and trying to get to the playoffs for the first time in a decade. Toronto trying not to miss the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Along the board is Lorenz, who lost it. Lawton plays it as it's moved ahead here by Tippett. Zegras the other way. Plays it across Michkov along the boards on the backhand. Pressured off the puck there by Lawton. Lawton has the puck now. Feeds it across. Shot back in by Stetcher. Uses the boards to get it to Yarncroc. Lawton along the boards pressured. Zegras. And that's moved ahead here by Juleson. Cleared out of the zone by Philadelphia. Benoit will go back for the puck. Shots are even at 10. 1-0. Philadelphia leading it. Here inside Xfinity Mobile Arena. Cowan along the boards. Centering pass for Benoit. Holds on to it. Backhander save made Vladar. Robertson at the top of the crease had the opportunity. Konechny trying to split through. Couldn't. Hildeby plays it off the boards. Lost it. It's played up top. Long shot. Save made off the glove. 4:43 left to go. Sanheim with the opportunity, I believe. This is on Tuesday. 5-2 Philadelphia, the final score. Zegras, the Selly, with putting the phone and hanging it up against his former team in the Anaheim Ducks. Cutter Gauthier also scored against his former team in the Philadelphia Flyers. Did not want to play after he got drafted here and requested a trade. And that's why Gauthier is in Anaheim, and now Zegras is now here with the Philadelphia Flyers. And he's had an incredible season. Scored, been a great player offensively for them. 17 goals, 24 assists, 41 points at exactly halfway through the season point. Off the face-off one here as Grbinkin was trying to get the puck there. Intercepted at center ice. Moved ahead here by Matthews. We haven't seen much of him tonight. Matthews in. Matthews a shot off the glove of Vladar. And the opportunity for Austin Matthews did not go. Konechny trying to split to the defense. Konechny knocked down Carlo. McMahon bracing impact there. Riley the other way. Riley will shoot it back in from center. Played off the boards by Vladar. York plays it up. And they'll move it ahead. Back in on side. Shot towards the net. Goes wide. Grbinkin with the opportunity. As it's Dvorak behind the net. The referee is down behind the play. They haven't whistled it down. Another Flyer goes down. There's just a bunch of people just going down right now. 3:55 left to go. And that's the same referee that got the puck to the face. John McIsaac. Oh, my. Let's see what happened here. He got tripped up by Dvorak. Jeez. Same referee. Man, he is not having a good night in his luck right now. Man, shot that one off the glove of Vladar. The Austin Matthews opportunity. Shots are 12-11 in favor of the Leafs. They don't have a goal just yet, though, in the game. Tavares will move it ahead. McMahon flipped it up out to center. Back into the Flyers zone. No icing. Waved off at the last second. Rasmus Ristolainen with the puck now. Between the circles has Tippett. He'll move it ahead for Tippett off his stick. Lost it. Benoit will move it into the middle. Deflected back in by Nyes. Tippett will get to the loose puck in his own zone behind Vladar. Will stretch it ahead. That was intercepted. Shot back down by Toronto. Vladar wanted an icing. He won't get it on Toronto, and he was putting his arms up like, really? That's not an icing? Barkey pressured along the boards. Barkey still with the puck, though, in front of the Toronto bench. Ristolainen now will shoot it back in from the red line with less than 3 to go here in the second period. Still a 1-0 lead. Only goal coming in the second period early on, 55 seconds in, by Travis Konechny, is 14th of the season. And we have not had a goal since, or had one before, and this has been a quiet game here inside the Xfinity Mobile Arena, wouldn't you say? 2.5 to go here in the second period. Benoit now will move it ahead. Deflected. It didn't even get to Michelli. Andre will move it out to center ice. Philadelphia trying to move it on side. They got a shot from the boards that deflected wide. Along the boards on the forecheck. It goes back. Cowan will move it ahead right to the middle. Stetcher will shoot it back in. Robertson to the far corner. Andre pressuring him off the puck. And moved ahead here by the Flyers. Michkov looking to get it with speed and could not as Riley gets it back. Less than 2 to go here in the second period. It is a 1-0 Flyers lead. Cowan along the boards on the backhand got taken down. Cowan. 2 power plays for the Leafs in this second period, and they couldn't convert on any of them. Robertson from a tough angle hit the side of the cage. Cowan trying to get it. Cates uses the glass. That's out of play. Was out of delay game, and it might not be. I think he used the glass. It deflected. So no delay game penalty right there for the Philadelphia Flyers. Thankful on their side of things, but Toronto just trying right now. But I mean, this has been a low shot game, been defensive game, obviously. 1-0. Still. Face off one here. Matthews is trying to get it. York uses the boards as it was moved ahead here. Grbinkin on the other side here. It is Abels playing it back. Along the boards, Grbinkin back for York. A one-timer! That ripped wide of the net from the point. McMahon got knocked off the play there. Matthews shot it back in from the blue line. 70 seconds to go here in the second period. McMahon will move it ahead. Bobby McMahon circles back. Has a one-man in the middle. Neckman Larson that deflected off a stick and out of play with 1 minute and 2 left to go. And it was Hathaway, and that hit someone in the crowd. And I believe the heart. Oof. One of the Flyers fans, but she's okay. Oof. Got to watch out for the puck there if you're that lady right there in the crowd. And the little girl gets the puck and standing O here inside of the Xfinity Mobile Arena. 1:02 to go here in the second period. 1-0. Flyers still leading. We have an intermission report coming up next, going over the other games that have more goals than ours. Off the face-off, one here, shot by Nice, knocked down. Michelli holds on to it. Nice, fan on the shot from the centering pass by Michelli. Zegras, now Riley, chipped into the corner, Tavares. Tavares trying to get it. John Tavares back up high. Carlo, shot from the line. Riley, and a save made. Vladar through the screen. Konechny cleared it out to center. Morgan Riley. Nyes. Morgan Riley gets it now on the entry. 34 to go in the period. Nyes has it now. Nyes across. Here's a chance. Tavares knocked down. Michelli backhand pass across. Riley couldn't put it home. Oh, man. What an opportunity. Michelli now. Michelli along the boards. Tip it. And it's cleared. 10 seconds to go in the period. Man, what a chance. Simon Benoit will just hold on to the puck. Bank off the boards. Shot back into the Philadelphia zone. 40 minutes completed and only 1 goal, and that belongs to Travis Konechny. His 14th of the season. And a pretty boring 40 minutes if I'm going to be honest here. And this chance here, Michelli and Morgan Riley had the chance, right? He fanned on it. It opened net, and he fanned on it. And if you're Maple Leafs fans, you're like, can you believe that? Morgan Riley had an open cage, and he heeled it wide. Wow. Unbelievable. And the Leafs could have tied this game going into the locker room. Instead, they'll have to figure out Vladar before the third period ends, or else they will lose this game. 1-0 Philadelphia. We'll be back, everybody. Flyers lead by 1. Konechny, 55 seconds within this period. He has given the Flyers a 1-0 lead. We'll be back, everybody, with our second intermission report coming up next. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Intermission Report. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL MHS, and we're glad you have decided to tune in with us, obviously. And 1-0 Philadelphia. That's the only goal of the game, and hopefully we see more in the third period. Usually when we get these kind of games, we always say, oh, it's going to be the most boring game. And then all of a sudden the third period is one of the best periods we've seen in a long time. Flyers getting outshot 13-11, but they have the first goal of the game. Travis Konechny 55 seconds in. This was a nice play off the boards that was kind of a lucky bounce because it was, I believe, Sanheim trying to rim it all around the boards. He lost the handle. It was dropped off for Dvorak, I believe, and then a great centering pass from the boards to Konechny, his 14th of the season, and he gives the Flyers a 1-0 lead. And the Flyers only managed 3 shots in that second period. Toronto was 7. They had 6 in the first period. Flyers had 8. So the Toronto Maple Leafs were more offensive, but, I mean, they weren't getting the opportunities until late. Morgan Rielly had an open net, and he somehow just healed it and somehow couldn't score. That's been the problems for Toronto this year offensively. And it's just unbelievable. It was just unbelievable how he just missed that net. Let's go over the other scores in the National Hockey League right now. Let's refresh this page. This is way outdated. Okay. 4-1 Bruins. Connor Zary finally scores for the Flames to cut the deficit to 3 again. Lohrei scored, and Mittelstadt. 3-1 Canadiens. Texier just made it 3-1. Sam Bennett cut the deficit to 1 at least at that point. Third period's about to happen over there. 3-1 Red Wings. JT Compher. Jake DeBrusk made it 2-1 at that time. Axel Sandin Pelican made it 2-0. Patrick Kane scored in that. Sabres are up 3-1 at the Garden. The Sabres are on a hot streak right now. They've won 10 of their last 11. Or they've won 11 of their last 12. And, yeah, they're up 3-1. And our game, only 1-0. The Penguins, Devils, 3-1 Penguins. 3-2 Hurricanes now. The Ducks are being outshot 25-9. Unbelievable. Mikael Granlund made it 2-1. Then Stankoven tied it. Those are teammates back in the... Or no, they were not teammates. I was thinking if Stankoven thing was in Dallas. He was not by that time that Granlund came to Dallas, I believe. No, I think he might have played some games with Granlund. I think. Maybe. Not sure. I'd have to look that up. Jalen Chatfield gives the Hurricanes a 3-2 lead in the second intermission. Islanders Predators are scoreless, and the Jets and the Oilers. Jets, last place team, are up 3-1 over the Edmonton Oilers. It was Kyle Connor who scored first. Podkolzin, a late response. A minute later, Pearson made it 2-1, and then 40 seconds later, Josh Morrissey 3-1. Jets leading, outshooting the Oilers 11-7, and man, a lot more high-scoring games in our game. I mean, the Islanders Predators ones in the first period. Obviously, it's not going to have any score. I mean, they could have had score right now, but our game, nothing much. Just the only Konechny goal, and Flyers are happy with it, but they got to be more offensive here. They only had 3 shots in that second period. They got to find a way to be more offensive because, man, they cannot play like this for the rest of the game. They've done a great job defensively, killing off 2 penalties in that second period, and pretty good job for them too, Max, and pretty good so far for the Philadelphia Flyers. I do say so myself. They've played a very good game. They just got to hold on for another 20 minutes, and they will get the victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they will end their point streak. Toronto has gotten a point in 7 straight games. The last regulation loss for the Maple Leafs was back in Dallas, and that was quite a while ago, back in December, in the middle of December. And, yeah, they haven't lost in regulation in a little bit here, in a couple of weeks, and they won't go away without a fight here, but they are trailing 1-0 to the Philadelphia Flyers. We will be right back with the third period coming up next here on the NHL on MHS. We'll be back, everybody. 2-0. Flyers lead. The only goal coming from Travis Konechny. Third period about to start here in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here for the third period. And the Toronto Maple Leafs looking to come back here to tie the game and trying to get a comeback victory here. The Flyers is trying to hold on and try to build on their 1-0 lead as of the moment. And the only goal, Travis Konechny. Sanheim's been pretty good in this game, too. Defensively, he has been one of the best out there for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. And can be a good scorer sometimes, too. 5 goals, 14 assists, and 19 points in this young season. Well, not young season. It's already halfway through. This is game 42 for the Philadelphia Flyers. This is their 22nd home game. They're 12-5-4 at home, and they look to continue that on as they're up 1-0. And we're welcoming you in, everybody, if you're just joining us again. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the NHL and MHS. And the Eagle Deeds has been here the whole time, and I'm glad he has. Yeah, we have loyal fans in this one as we welcome you in. Third period about to start. Cates and Lund in the face-off dot were underway in the third. 13-11, the shots favoring the Leafs. They look to come back here and tie this game. Ristolainen along the boards in his own zone, trying to clear it. Lund behind the net. Lorentz now Lund behind the net. Scott Lund trying to score against his former team. Looks to center one. Ekman Larson a shot that deflected off the boards, and Yarncroc couldn't get the rebound off the boards. Lorentz now behind the net. Steven Lorentz uses the boards to get it to Stetcher. Lorentz on the return pass. Lost it along the boards to Cates, who will look to clear it, and he will. Drysdale is not playing tonight. Drysdale, probably Brink, and Delorier is not playing. Nicholas Delorier. Back in onside. Nyes in. Nyes a shot and a save. May Vladar. Nyes got taken down into the corner. Machelli along the boards from the pass from Tavares. Machelli on the backhand. Dropped it. Carlo. A shot through a screen. Might have been blocked. The Flyers 15-0-1 when leading after 2 periods this season. York the other way. Dropped it off. Couturier has a man cutting. Shot save made by Hildeby. This is the chance here by Matthew Nyes. Stop there on that rush. That was kind of a 2-on-2 rush. Nyes, great pad save there by Vladar. Covering that 5-hole as well with the stick. Thought he got a slash there, and he wanted the penalty, I think. Might have went down in the boards awkwardly. I think that's why he's moving his hand and his wrist right there. Off the face-off. Matthews could not win it as is played across to Sanheim. Sanheim, a shot, save, rebound shot, and Hildeby. It was cleared out before they could get the rebound. Cam York in his own zone will stretch it ahead here off the boards. No icing, deflected. Hildeby plays it behind his own cage. Waited, got Stetcher, and Domi turned it over. York into the middle. Zegras. A return pass here and a drag move and a save made, and Hildeby couldn't cover it. It was Grbinkin with the opportunity. Matthews lost it at center to York. Grbinkin crossed the ice here. Dvorak shot and a save made off the blocker and cleared out the center. Christian Dvorak with the 5-year extension. Almost got the goal to make it 2-0 Flyers. Shots are even at 14. Flyers coming up offensively here in the opening 2 minutes of the the third period, actually. Pardon me. Robertson dropped it off Myers. Myers in shot. Pad save there. Myers behind the net. Myers still with the puck. Dropped it. Robertson along the boards to Wall behind the net. Cowan in the corner. Lost it and moved ahead here by the Flyers. Hathaway. Abels into the corner. Benoit lost it. And then a big hit there. Myers along the boards. Hathaway couldn't get it. Cowan clears it out to center. Sealer has it at center ice. Surveys his options. Still looking. Stick handling in his own zone. As we're almost 3 minutes into the third period. here in Philadelphia, a 1-0 Flyers lead. Riley lost it along the boards. Goes back to the point. Shot broken. Stick! Just goes wide of the far post. Riley along the boards. Moves it. Back for Riley again. Into the middle. Yarncroc the other way. Shoots it back into the far corner. The 7-game point streak for the Maple Leafs is at risk here if they don't get a point, at least in this one, in the standings. Cates. And now it is shot back in by Matvei Michkov. Rasmus Ristolainen, 56 goals, 307 points in 787 career NHL games. He was on the ice just moments ago. Shot back in by Myers. Tavares on the forecheck. Nyes trying to get it free. He does. But right to Barkey. Nyes along the boards. Sanheim will intercept. Travis Sanheim moves it through center. Shot it back in from the red line. Hildeby plays it behind his own net. Played it. As it's now Stetcher. Stetcher with the puck now. Plays it back in his own zone for Ekman Larsson. He'll circle back as the Leafs are going for a change here. Ekman Larsson between the circles in his own zone, still patiently moving the puck here. McMahon getting hassled there and stick lifted, and it's shot back into the Philadelphia zone. And here's Zegras the other way with some speed. Zegras on that far side. Zegras holds, centering pass, got someone in front, and Andre couldn't convert on that opportunity as he rolled on his stick. Domi the other way. Has created some room here. Onside Matthews. Matthews a shot. Goes wide of the net. McMahon holds it in. Domi. Great pass to Riley who couldn't handle it. Matthews let it go to the point. Held in by Carlo. Pressured by Dvorak. Zegras trying to get it. York along the boards. Andre looking to clear it. Matthews on the forecheck. McMahon steals it away for just a moment. Here come the Flyers the other way. 3-on-2. Leading the rush. Grabinkin. Grabinkin across. Shot. Oh, what a save. Rebound shot. Hildeby going down. Zegras now at the goal line. Oh, man, what an opportunity. Dvorak to the point. Held in by Sanheim. The shot. Whistle. Maybe. No. Flyer down on the ice. They thought there should have been a whistle. And there is not any. Myers uses the boards to send it back in. Wow. There's an injured Flyer right there. Robertson will get the icing call with 14:19 left to go, and I believe that was Grabinkin maybe that went down, and there was no whistle. Oh, wow. I think that might have caught the glove of Hildeby. It was a Grunstrom. It was Lyon and Grunstrom there, and I'm not sure what happened. Oh, this is a big hit right there. Cates and Lawton in front of the Philadelphia bench, and they started talking. Oh, boy. Maybe a fight here. I'm not sure. We'll see. Still a 1-0 lead, though, for the Flyers. Uses the boards as it's cleared out the center. Race for the puck here. As goes Hathaway. Pressured there. Grunstrom. Stetcher. Moves it ahead for the Leafs here. Back in onside. Ekman Larsson dropped it off. Here's a shot. That off the shoulder of Vladar. Machelli with the opportunity. Or pardon me, Cowan. Cowan still with the puck. Easton Cowan on the backhand. Now back on his forehand along the boards. Goes back up top. Ekman Larsson feeds it across down low. Robertson. Stick handling. Nick Robertson lost it along the boards. And Grunstrom will clear it out the center. Chopped back in by Sanheim into the Leafs zone. Stetcher in his own zone will drop it off for Carlo. Brandon Carlo. And use the boards there in Stetcher. And played by Vladar on the backhand to the corner. Ristolainen was trying to get it. Now race for the puck here. Couturier has a man open in front and taken down in front of the net there. Oh, man, a big collision at the blue line. Ristolainen and Tavares. Machelli dropped it off. Not intended there as Tippett will move it ahead. Owen Tippett the other way. Shoots over the net. Tavares will move into the middle. Benoit. 12:55 left to go here in the third period. 1-0. Backhander. Save made on Benoit. Didn't get much on it. 12:49 to go. Third period. And the Philadelphia Flyers still leading by a score of 1-0. Cowan with the opportunity. Might have went wide. 12:49 to go. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody, to Philadelphia. A 1-0 lead for the Philadelphia Flyers with Denver Barkey, 5'9", 155 pounds. There's Daniel Briere, same height, the same weight, though, 162 pounds, back in 1997-98 when they were rookies. And 12:49 to go here in this one, and the Flyers still with the 1-0 lead. We haven't had a goal since Travis Konechny's goal back in the second period. 55 seconds into the second period. That's our only goal of the game. Leafs looking to tie it up. Matthews in the faceoff dot trying to win it. Sanheim behind his own cage. Will use the boards to clear it out to center. Stetcher in his own zone. Moved it ahead and cleared out to center. Domi lost it, and then Sanheim intercepts. Bouncing puck to McMahon. Could not be held in by Domi. Touched up, or also would have been offside. The Leafs. York uses the boards. Barkey tries to move it ahead. Lost it. McMahon touch pass here for Matthews. Matthews in, dropped it. Domi, a shot! That just missed wide. Stetcher behind the net. Matthews lost the handle on his stick. Tippett uses the boards. Couturier clears it out to center. And Couturier lost his stick and he wanted a penalty. McMahon will slow it down in his own zone. 12 minutes to go here in the third period. A 1-0 Flyers lead. Still from the second period. 55 seconds in. Konechny's 14th. Lawton into the corner. Being to the puck by Nick Seeler. And Seeler will flip it out to center. Benoit uses the boards at center ice. And Yarncroc couldn't get the pass there. Grundstrom in. Grundstrom dropped it. Michkov. Shot blocked on the way through. Into the corner. Grundstrom still with the puck. Michkov behind the net. Michkov now in the corner. Pressured. Lawton uses his backhand and he will clear it out to center. Race for the puck here, or else it would be an icing. It is an icing on the Leafs with 11:16 left to go as Seeler beat, who was that? That was Yarncroc to the puck. Defensive improvements the last two seasons. This year, they've been one of the best teams defensively. They've gotten better save percentage, and they've been very tight with the puck defensively. And that might be with the new head coach and Rick Tocchet. And taking over after he got fired from Vancouver. The Canucks coached that team to a 2024 playoff appearance after he took over for Bruce Boudreau. The Bruce there, it is chance. Remember those? Deflected into the Flyers zone. 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Andre will move it ahead. Zegras Back in onside. Along the boards, it's Dvorak in the corner. To the point. No one was there. Race for the puck here, and Michelli catching up on Andre. Michelli behind the net. Michelli holds on to it. Michelli, nice move. Centering pass out of the reach of Waugh. Or Nick Roy. I don't know. It may be Roy. Riley. 10.5 to go, third period. Riley through the middle. Riley cuts through, dropped it, and he lost it. The blue line. It was intended for Roy. 2-on-1, potentially the other way. Zegras in. Zegras a shot. Save made Hildeby. It was a 2-on-1 initially. Now Sanheim holds on to the cross. Zegras fan on a one-timer from the circle. And flipped out to center ice again. Sanheim with the puck now through center. Sanheim back in. Tip it along the boards. Dropped it, Sanheim. Not the zone just yet. Forced out the center. Tavares. Less than 10 to go. Third period. Here in Philadelphia. 1-0. Flyers lead. Shot back in by Barkey into the corner. Ekman Larson trying to get it. Tip it on the forecheck. Tavares now. Uses the boards to Michelli. Dropped it off. Ekman Larson and moved ahead here by the Leafs. Looking to tie the game. Nyes into the corner. Nyes. It's a team without William Nylander on their roster. And been injured, I believe. Nyes. Michelli along the boards at the goal line. Michelli spins away from pressure. Centering pass did not connect as it was forced off the puck by Denver Barkey. Tavares holds on to it. Feeds it. Nyes. Nyes. Across for Tavares. 9:10 to go. Poke checked away. What a play. And here's Barkey the other way. He has Tippett in front. Barkey forced off the puck from behind by Nyes, but he drew a penalty. 9:01 to go. Matthew Nyes does not like the call, and the Philadelphia Flyers to the power play. A slashing call. A little bit of a tap there, and they called that a penalty. I mean, it is a slash. 9:01 to go, and the Flyers to the power play will return. Be covering January 12th, Carolina Hurricanes, Detroit Red Wings, Sergei Fedorov's jersey retirement at the Little Caesars Arena. Might be covering that game here as 9:01 to go here in the period. The Flyers will go to the power play. And 9:01 to go, and a huge man advantage here for the Philadelphia Flyers trying to extend their lead. Barkey, yeah, that's a slash. Nice, was laughing at the call there by the referee. Made that call right there. Either John McIsaac or Morgan McPhee is just great. That's the expression right now. 0 for 1 on the power play. The last Philadelphia power play was not really good. They didn't even get a shot on goal. Leafs win the faceoff, and Stetcher will clear it out to center ice. Knocked down Zegras. Back in Dvorak. Dropped it off. Tip it to Zegras. Back for York again. York again to Michkov. Michkov seeds it low. Tip it between the legs. Save made Hildeby. Oh, what an opportunity right there with 1:39 left to go on the power play for the Flyers. 8:40 to go, third period. And a big save there by Hildeby to keep the Leafs within one. Still a 1-0 Flyers lead with 8:40 to go in the third. Wow. Michkov to tip it between the legs. Then he got cross-checked. You could have argued that could have been another penalty right there. And Stetcher, that is a blatant cross-check right there. 8:40 to go. And a still 1-0 Flyers lead. Man, Dvorak. And played along the boards. Big hit. Cleared by the Leafs out to center. And back into the Philadelphia zone. Played by Vladar. York will get it behind the net. Cam York now. Dropped it. Tip it. Across for Zegras. Zegras back for Tippett again with some speed. Tippett cutting in. Tippett wraps it around. Oh, what a chance and what a stop. Zegras on the rebound. Can't get it home. Is it in? Is it in? No signal just yet. They are celebrating though. Zegras argues that it's in, but is it? The referee never saw it, and now they're going to go to review. Everyone's standing in the building, and everyone thinks this is a goal. And we're going to see if it is. Or else Zegras has made it a 2-0 lead. Let's see. The big save there by Hildeby with the pad, and I don't know, from that angle, we don't see anything there. Okay, from the up top angle. Oh, no. That's on the goal line, I think. Is it in?
All right, so
we're going to see what the call is here. This play's under review. If this is a power play goal for the Flyers, a huge one here with 8:15 to go. And and Zegras makes a face. Maybe he saw the replay and said, was that in? He was sure of it, too. Let's see. We're seeing a crossbar view from the goal, potentially here, and you can't really see anything there. You got to have conclusive evidence if it did cross the goal line. And that's not what we saw here. There's still a review. John McIsaac and Morgan McPhee, the referees, conversing with Toronto. The Situation Room. Linespersons Jesse Marquise and Tyson Baker. Let's see from this angle. We're trying to see every single angle, and all the angles that I've seen, I have not seen one that has crossed the goal line. Maybe right here. And you really don't see anything there. 8:15 to go, and this is probably one of the toughest calls I've seen in a long time. I can't tell if that went in. Zegras, you can't tell. You really can't tell if that went in. Zegras celebrated like it did go in. This is going to be a long review. 1:14 to go. They're going to make conclusive evidence that this is a goal, by the way. Conclusive evidence that the Philadelphia Flyers scored right there on that shift, and Nyes is just waiting in the penalty box. We'll see if it is a goal or not. $8:15 left to go, and such a huge call. They're going to take their sweet time on it. And they already hit the face-off ready. It is no goal. Waved off. Zegras celebrated. But it is no goal. And the Leafs get a break. Still a power play, though, for Philadelphia. That you just really could not tell if that puck went in or not. And I don't know how Zegras celebrated. Everyone started celebrating like it was in. It was not. But gives everyone a breather, though. Dvorak on the face-off dot against Lawton. Dvorak trying to win the draw of the dot. And turned over behind the net. Tippett got tripped up. No penalty. Turned over to Zegras. Zegras behind the net. Back to Tippett. Tippett to the point. Michkov. Delayed penalty again. It is a penalty on Toronto. Michkov plays it back. York across. Zegras faked the one-timer. Back for York again. Shot! Deflected just wide. And touched up. And we're going to have 52 seconds of a 5-on-3 advantage for the Philadelphia Flyers. A tripping call. That's the call. And Stetcher slams his stick on the glass. And he trips up Tippett. I thought that was a penalty, and it was. It was not called by John McIsaac. It was called by Morgan McPhee, and he was back at center ice. So initially, for the moment, I thought it was not it. I don't know how you can tell that was in. Zegras thought it was in. Two-man advantage here. The speed of Tippett created that play and almost gave the Flyers a 2-0 lead. 52 seconds of a two-man advantage with 7:53 left to go. Trey Stetcher for tripping at 12:07. Tippett. And it's cleared. What a hit by Ristolainen. And Scott Lyon. Zegras back in. Dropped it. Michkov to Tippett. Trying to set it up here. They got a man in front of the net. Zegras on that other side. Ristolainen to Zegras. Down low at the goal line. Michkov. Zegras, Ristolainen fakes the shot. Zegras, a one-timer! Blocked by Benoit and out of play. Into the netting. 7:26 to go. And Scott Lawton separated. And Tippett, oh boy, might get ugly here at the end. Scott Lawton got leveled by Rasmus Ristolainen. Man, what a big hit there by Ristolainen. 7:26 to go in the third period. Lawton Dvorak in the faceoff dot. 25 to go on the two-man advantage for the Flyers. Leafs, they can kill this off. Man, Lawton 16 for 17 in the faceoff dot. Make that 17 for 18 now. Unbelievable. What a faceoff game he's having. Killing off precious time here for the Flyers on the two-man advantage. Vladar plays it for Tippett. What a huge win on that faceoff. Zegras back in. Feeds it into the middle. Tippett got his stick slashed. It is broken. Well, it was Benoit, actually. It was not. One-timer by Ristolainen and a save made. Michkov. 5-on-4 advantage. Michkov holds on to it. Shot blocked on the way through. Michkov gets it back. Shot. Save made. Rebound shot. Save made. Hildeby. And everyone gets together in front of the net with 6:53 left to go. A minute left to go in this power play. It is still just a 1-0 Flyers lead with less than 7 to go in the third period. 18 for 17. The shots favoring the Leafs. They got to kill off another minute here, and maybe they get the chance to try to tie this game. Man, oh man, has this been a good kill so far for the Leafs. A minute left to go on the power play for the Flyers. Couturier and Roy, or Matt, Nicholas Waugh, or Roy. Face-off one here. Here's York. Plays it back. Drop pass from Barkey. York has the puck. Holds on to it to Barkey. Barkey waits. Delays. Holds on to it again in the circle. 45 to go on the power play. York, a shot. Save. Rebound shot. Hildeby covers it on the rebound. 42 seconds to go on the power play for the Flyers. Oh, man. Creating opportunities, and that one just bounced up into the air. And Hildeby was able to cover that puck up. 42 seconds to go on the power play. Shots are even at 18. Couturier will get kicked out of the face-off dot. In his place, he will take, it was Noah Cates. Cates can't win the face-off. It has moved around the boards, out of the reach. Carlo and Sanheim now on the intercept. Couturier now on the backhand in the circle. Couturier holds on to it. Shot, save made off the blocker. And clear down the length of the ice. Huge clear right there. Vladar. York now. 20 seconds to go on the power play for the Flyers. Drop pass to Noah Cates. Cates. Barkey back in. They say that was onside. A giveaway right in the slot. Couturier dropped it off. Shot. Sanheim missed the net. Line the other way, shorthanded. He's got Lawrence with him. Shot. Scores! He scores! Tie game. A shorthanded goal. 5:56 to go, and Scott Lyon against his former team has tied it for Toronto. Wow. What a shot there by Scott Lawton. Look at that. Beats Ladar, a shorthanded goal. And the Leafs have tied it. 3 seconds to go on that Flyers power play. And, man, what a huge goal here. And we are tied at 1 with 5:56 to go. Vladar plays it, power plays over. The special team's not working out here for the Philadelphia Flyers, at least in the power play category of things. Abels couldn't get it, and it is off the glove there. Knocked up in the air. Sealer. Touch next was the Ekman Larson. Ekman Larson rimmed it all the way around behind the net. Scott Lund, his 5th of the season at 14:04. Unassisted. Matthews behind the net now. McMahon in the corner. Shots are even at 19. 5:23 to go. One timer blocked on the way through Ekman Larson. Matthews looks at center one. Oh, it goes to the top of the crease. Domi holds on to it. For Matthews, a shot, and it goes over the net. Ekman Larson holds on to it at the blue line. Domi in the circle. Feeds it across Matthews. A stick there and Ristolainen broke that pass away. And it's shot back in by Gerbinkin. And Benoit lost it. Ekman Larson pressured. Benoit gets it behind the net. Plays it off the boards. Michelli. Matthews now. Matthews through the middle. Here's Michelli. Dropped it. Nice. Back from Michelli. A shot. Save. Maeve Ladar. Give and go with Nyes. 4:43 to go. The former Flyer ties it for the Maple Leafs. 4:43 to go. It's 1-1 in the third period. We'll be back, everybody. Hello, everybody. We're back, everybody, with 4:43 left to go. Scott Lund getting standing O after he played around 4 to 5 years in his career here in Philadelphia. A short-handed goal here in the game. He has been perfect in the face-off dot. 17 for 18 in the face-offs. He has tied it, a short-handed goal. The Flyers had a 5-on-3, then turned into a 5-on-4. They did not convert, and Lund, with 3 seconds to go on the Flyers power play, scores a short-handed goal to get the Leafs back to even here in Philadelphia. Face-off one here. Nyes dropped it. Stetcher. Stetcher holds on to it. Rimmed it all the way around behind the net for Nyes. Michelli. Tavares. Nyes is in front. Tavares on the backhand. Sends it into the corner. Michelli. Nyes is in front. Michelli along the boards, getting pressured there by Andre and moved ahead here by Barkey. Barkey will try to shoot it back in. Knocked down. It comes for Andre. Barkey rimmed it all the way around for Tippett in the corner. Ekman Larson couldn't get it. Couturier forced it back deep into the corner. Barkey behind the net. Ekman Larson plays it for Tavares. They get physical behind the net. 4 minutes left to go here in the third period of a 1-1 tie here in Philadelphia. Here is York the other way. Shoots it back in. Knocked down by Carlo. Almost gave it away to Zegras. Nyes plays it off, Carlo Another almost giveaway right there. Robertson right to the middle. Roy in, dropped it, lost it. Shot back into the corner. 3.5 to go. Third period here in Philadelphia. 1-1 tie. Knocked down at center. Back in on side was Grabinkin, and he lost at the blue line. Shot back in by Roy into the far corner. Less than 3.5 to go in the third period here in Philadelphia. Roy in the corner. Goes back to the point for Ekman Larson. Back for Roy, who let it go. Cowan lost it. Grabinkin the other way. Shots are 20-19 in favor of the Leafs right now here in this one. Hildeby dropped it. Benoit across. And it's deflected back in by the Leafs wide. Or no, it was on Vladar, who almost gave it away. Risky play there, and it worked out for the Flyers. Ristolainen will move it ahead. Domi lost his stick. Cates at center will move it ahead. Lost it. It was stripped away by Matthews. 2:45 to go, third period. McMahon the other way. Bobby McMahon in on side. Shot blocked on the way through. Goes into the corner. Morgan Riley. McMahon behind the net. McMahon on the backhand. Domi pressured from behind. Stetcher feeds it across. Shot from the point was blocked on the way through. Knocked down, and Grundstrom will move it the other way. 2:18 left to go in the third period. Shot back in by the Flyers from center as they go for a change. Riley behind his own cage. Moves it ahead for the speedy Michelli. Michelli with some speed getting through. Forced it deep into the corner on York. Sanheim will rim it all the way around. Held in by the Leafs, but turned over at the blue line. Maybe a rush here for the Flyers. Tip it, a shot goes wide. Deflected off the backboards awkwardly and almost caromed into the net. Sanheim. Shot back in. Michelli into the middle. Tavares slips it back into the corner. Nyes on the forecheck. Nyes pressured by York. Rimmed it all the way around to a vacant point. Now it's Carlo. Tavares is trying to get it behind the net. Intercepted. 90 seconds to go in the third period. 1-1 tie here in Philadelphia. Stretch pass here. Dropped it off McMahon and it skates. Into the corner it goes. McMahon in the corner. Pressured by two Flyers, and Couturier will move it ahead. Zegras lost it. Couturier gets it back. Turned it over to McMahon. Feeds it across. Domi. McMahon, a shot. Save made on Vladar. Couturier uses the boards to clear it. A minute left to go in the third period. Ekman Larson pressured by Dvorak. Ekman Larson clears it out to center. 50 seconds to go in the third. Shot back in. Knocked down. Stetcher will get it now. Shot back in from center ice. Shots are 22-19 in favor of the Leafs. Back out to center again as it goes back into the Leafs zone. Carlo. 35 to go. Stetcher now. Stetcher drops it off. Carlo will move it ahead. Shot back in by the Leafs with 25 seconds to go. Yarncrook behind the net. Lost it to York. Lyon trying to get it. Tip it now on the backhand. Uses the glass to clear it. Maybe one last rush here. Noah Cates will shoot it back into the corner. Ekman Larson uses the boards. Clear it out by Lyon. Will it be an icing? Slow down at the last second. Sealer now in his own zone. We will go to overtime here in Philadelphia. A 1-1 tie. Lyon, who tied it here in the third period, has forced this game to an overtime. We'll be right back with overtime coming up next. Welcome you back, everybody. Overtime here in Philadelphia. And Lawton, who tied it. We are in overtime. And Lawton, who tied it late on a shorthanded goal with less than 6 to go in the third period, has forced this one to an overtime. And maybe he could get the winner against his former team. He got the standing ovation. His first game back to Philadelphia. His former team got traded here during the trade deadline last season. Craziest trade deadline. Mikko Rantanen and then Brad Marchand and all that stuff occurred in that last year's trade deadline. He was one of the players that got sent to the Toronto Maple Leafs last year in their run to the playoffs. And it's going to be Scott Lawton, Austin Matthews out there. Of course, Matthews has got to be centering this line. Zegras will not start overtime. Interesting. See who starts for the Philadelphia Flyers. Interesting to see who could it be. Zegras on the bench to start this overtime. Couturier against Lawton in the face-off dot. Ekman-Larsson, the defenseman out there. And Sanheim for Philly. And that's Dvorak. 4-6, Toronto in overtime. Lawton, it was tied up with Couturier. We are in overtime. Ekman-Larsson with the puck now with some speed. Slows it down, almost gave it away. A turnover to Zegras. In shot, save made. The mask is knocked off of Hildeby again. 4:41 to go in overtime. Oh, man. That's the second time today that we've seen a mask come off. The Dvorak with the opportunity. Off the giveaway at center by, I believe, Lawton. And, no, Ekman-Larsson, pardon me. I think. Yeah, Ekman-Larsson. Yeah, Dvorak, yeah. Got the opportunity, knocked the mask off. Earlier on in the game was Ladar's mask that came off. Now it's Hildeby's turn here in overtime. So they whistled it down. He's getting repairs. Zegras is on the ice now. Hildeby fixing himself, trying to install some time here and recover from that. Dvorak and Zegras out here for the Flyers. The forwards out here. Flyers trying to win it here in overtime. The Toronto Maple Leafs trying to come back from that 1-0 deficit and win the game. Lawton and Dvorak in the face-off dot. Dvorak and Lawton. Face-off won here by the Leafs. Austin Matthews. Lawton has been a beast in that face-off dot all night. Matthews now will move it ahead. Michelli circles back in his own zone. Michelli still with the puck. Dropped it off for Matthews, who has some trouble on that drop pass. Matthews back in. Austin Matthews stolen away by Zegras. He's in on a breakaway. Trevor Zegras all alone. Stopped by Hildeby. Austin Matthews the other way. Matthews in. Looking. Fan on the shot. Matthews gets it back. Holds on to it. Feeds it into the corner. Michelli trying to get it. And now a rush here. Sanheim trying to reach to that pass. Ekman-Larsson gets to the puck first. Zegras intercepts at center. Zegras back in. Lost at the blue line. And then Michelli lost its balance. And he'll circle back. Man. Jeez. Ekman-Larsson the other way. Looking to win it. Ekman-Larsson shot. That went off the stick of the goaltender of Ladar. Sanheim, and now the Philadelphia Flyers in possession here in overtime. Noah Cates the other way with Tippett. Cates will slow it down as they're going for a line change. Cates will move it ahead. Dropped it off for Tippett. Tippett along the boards. Owen Tippett dropped it off for York. York holds on to it, slows it down, and forced back out to center ice. 22-21, the shots favoring the Leafs. Here in overtime. 1-1 here in Philadelphia. York dropped it. Here is Michkov looking to win it. Michkov dropped it off for York. York back for Michkov. Michkov slows it down. He was pressured by someone there in front of the net. Couturier. Here's York. York with the puck now. York to Michkov. Michkov holding on to it. Wraparound attempt, save, rebound shot, couldn't go for Couturier. Here's a breakaway the other way for Easton Cowan, looking to win it. He is stopped by Vladar on the backhand. What a stop. And the other way come the Flyers, 2-on-1 the other way, Couturier. Couturier, a backhand pass across. What a save, Hildeby. Rebound shot, Couturier couldn't put it in. How? And the other way come the Leafs, 2-on-1, Tavares with Cowan. Tavares in, Tavares to Cowan, shot, score! Game over! Easton Cowan, the overtime winner, and the Leafs win it by a score of 2-1. What a win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What a way to finish overtime. And the Maple Leafs will get points in 8 straight games. They've won this one. They're 6-0-2 in their last 8. Trevor Zegras had the opportunity on the breakaway. And there's a chance right here. Backdoor Michkov, and somehow Couturier could not put it into the empty net on the rebound. That's unbelievable. And then Tavares and Cowan went the other way. Tavares set up Cowan for the game winner in overtime. And the Maple Leafs win it by a score of 2-1. Unbelievable. That is just unbelievable what we've seen here. Unbelievable. So, Easton Cowan, the overtime winner, wins it for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is just unbelievable. What a win for Toronto here in this one. Wow. What a win. So that'll do it for us here on the NHL and MHS. Your final score here in overtime, 2-1. The Leafs win it over the Philadelphia Flyers, coming back from a 1-0 deficit and winning it in overtime. Easton Cowan, the game winner. Good night, everybody.